Assalamualaikum class 7. Hope you all are fine and in good health. Today we are going to start a new chapter number 11, which is moving objects, time and motion. And in this chapter we will discuss time, periodic motion of simple pendulum, speed and motion, uniform and non-uniform motion, and graphical representation of motion. Time. Students, in ancient time, people do not have knowledge of time. They just perform their various activities by noticing the direction of sun. But with the development of civilization, human being developed an idea of time. And now we can define time as a passage of periods. The three possible periods are past, present, and future. Why we need to measure time? In course of time, human beings define days, weeks, months and years to record time during and beyond a lifetime. These are called time periods. Time periods are 1 day. 1 day is the time taken by Earth to complete one rotation around its axis. And 1 week is a group of 7 days, Sunday to Saturday. And 1 month consists of 30 or 31 days. It is the time taken by moon to complete one revolution around the earth, and 1 year is the time taken by earth to complete one revolution around the sun, and 1 year is equals to 365 days, and again it is subdivided into 12 months, January to December. So students, time periods are repetitive events. A day is based on earth rotation about its axis, moon is based on moon revolution around the earth, and year is based on the earth's revolution around the sun. Time period of a day is further divided into hours, minutes and seconds. 1 day is divided into 24 hours, and 1 hour is divided into 60 minutes, and 1 minute is divided into 60 seconds. So keeping a record of time during a day help us to perform various activities. For example, we use alarm to get up in the morning. So basically, time criteria of any activity is fixed. Like TV programs are broadcast at predefined schedule time. Train and flights run as per schedule time. In cinema halls, if you take example, movies start and end at the given time. It's also follow predefined schedule and come at predefined months. It is summer in May and June, and winter in December and January. How to measure time? We use clock and watches to measure the time intervals. There are different kinds of mechanical and digital clocks that are available in the market. All of them use periodic motion. Events that occur at regular interval of time is called periodic. Students, periodic motion is a motion that repeats itself after a certain interval of a time. So clock use periodic motion, which is used to measure time, but it is easier to read the time in digital clocks. Nowadays you can easily measure the time because you have modern clocks, digital clock, wristwatch, which works on electric powers using small electric cells. But before the invention of modern time, human beings used sundials, hourglasses or sand clocks, water clocks to measure the time interval during a day. Motion of simple pendulum. A pendulum is the simplest device that can be used to measure time based on periodic motion. Italian astronomer Galileo first provided the motion of pendulum is periodic. An ideal pendulum consists of point mass m suspended from a string and length L fixed at point P. Students, simple pendulum is just easy. A string is attached to a spout, a rigid frame, and the bob is attached at the end of the string. So this is what a simple pendulum is. And a simple pendulum possesses oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motions mean coming and going back to its mean original position. It also possesses periodic motion. Periodic motion means it follows particular interval of time. It's complete one oscillation when bob moves from one position to other. Time period of oscillation. It's defined as time taken by the pendulum for one complete oscillation. Usually time period of pendulum is very small, so it's difficult to measure period of one oscillation. Time period is taken by pendulum to complete one oscillation. The change in displacement means how much you pulled it. It does not affect the time period of simple pendulum, so it remains same, it does not change. Students, before coming to motion and speed, one thing which I have to clear is unit of time is second. A second is the smaller unit of time. Its large units are minutes and hours. We know that 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute, 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour, 24 hour is equals to 1 day, 30 days equals to 1 month. And what about 365 days? 365 days is equals to 1 year. Motion and speed. Motion. A body is said to be in motion when it changes its position from one place to another. Motion can be slow or fast depending on time it takes to cover distance. So fast means that it covers more distance and slower means it covers less distance in the same time. Now speed. The physical quantity that informs us how fast or slow a body is moving called speed. The actual distance covered divided by time give us speed of the body. How can we calculate speed? Speed is the total distance covered divided by the total time it takes to complete. Students, unit of speed is meter per second, and if distance is measured in kilometer and time in hour, then unit of speed will be kilometer per hour. The speed of a fast moving vehicle is expressed in kilometer per hour. Students, as we know the formula of speed, means a total distance covered divided by total time taken, and we can change the formula according to what we need to know. If we need to know the time, then time is equals to distance divided by speed, and if we want to know how much distance it covered, then distance is equals to speed multiplied by time. Students, inside the vehicles like car, buses, bikes, they have a speed indicating device inside them which is called speedometer, and it shows the speed of the vehicle in kilometer per hour. And inside the speedometer there is a meter called odometer. Students, odometer measures the distance moved by the vehicle. The odometer measures the distance traveled by the vehicle in kilometer. Uniform and non-uniform motion. A body that moves with a constant speed along a straight line throughout its journey is said to have uniform motion. Example, elevators in metro station and malls have uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. A body that moves with changing speed along a straight line throughout its journey is said to have non-uniform motion. Example, speed of buses, cars, trains have non-uniform motion. Students, a body with uniform motions cover equal distance in equal interval of time, while a body with non-uniform motions cover unequal distance in the same time interval. Students, you must have seen graph papers. There are two axes. X-axis are horizontal lines and y-axis are the vertical lines, and where the both line meets is origin point. So O is the starting point of the graph which represents the starting value of two parameters. The two parameters could be anything. So graphical representation of a motion, if you want to draw a distance time graph. So on x-axis is time and on y-axis is distance. So distance time graph is a line graph. Distance time graph shows how far an object has traveled in a given time. As you can see, figure number 1, if distance time graph is a straight line, then vehicle is moving with constant speed. So if it is moving with constant speed, what it is in uniform motion. And if it is not a straight line, then speed of vehicle is changing and it is not moving with some constant interval of time. So it is a non-uniform motion. As you can clearly see the graph how the line is continuously changing. Students, it was your so easy chapter in which you learned about time, motion, periodic motion, time period, speed, and uniform motion, non-uniform motion, and graphical representation of motion. And thank you for listening.